sailing, you are using it as a traveling transport sort of thing.
Right.
So I'd say like a good 95% of the time I'm coastal hopping.
Yeah.
So when I came to Panama, I did 9 days at sea, and that was still all along the coast, but it was, you know, a constant sail.
Yes, I'm with it.
And from Chile to Ecuador, that was open sea as well. We sailed through the Chinese fishing fleet, about 300 fishing ships, and they were the only people we saw, no land or anything for like 16 days.
Right. What in terms of animals, have you had a run-in or an experience that you'll never forget with, you know, ocean animals of any description? Birds,
Yeah,
maybe?
I mean, in Patagonia, in like south of Chile, oh my God, it's been untouched by man. So it's prehistoric, essentially. You've got all the whales there. You've got all the seals. The wildlife is unbelievable. So you'll be having your coffee on deck, and it's freezing, right? You'll be having your coffee on deck, and you'll see a pod of orca sail past, like swim past the boat, and you're just like, oh my God, did that just happen? Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable, yeah. So all the whales there, like, you just can't forget the sight. And they do this thing where they like put their head right underwater and slap their tail on the water.
Aye.
Don't know why they do it, but sometimes you just turn around and you'll see a huge whale fin tail thing, and you're like, oh wow, look at that, and then slap.
Yeah. It's you obviously got Weetabix on board, mate, because you hooked us up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Craig, what was your experience like when you called in at the Falkland Islands then?
Sorry, I dropped out then.
What was your experience when you called in at the Falkland Islands, being an ex-squaddy?
Amazing. I was treated like a god there, essentially. Yeah, I couldn't do any wrong. I got a free tour for all the penguins, which is fantastic. And yeah, I still talk to some of the people there, so they're probably going to be friends for life now.
Yeah,
absolutely lovely, lovely place. I'd happily settle down there.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the lads from Tupara, he settled there at Port Stanley, yeah, and he became the postie there. Yeah. And I think the local copper as well. He had two roles there, you know, as a copper and the postie.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he fought there, you know, and he went back there, you know, and married the girl over there.
Yeah, cool. That's good. Yeah. I met some of the guys who were held hostage and put into the church.
Yeah.
Because when you sail to the Falklands, you're not allowed to go there from Argentina because they still consider it theirs.
That's right. Yeah.
So you've got to get this permission and everything. And I did it totally illegally, according to Argentina.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're still quite quite sensitive towards the subject of the Falklands.
Yeah.
Craig, can we get some detail about your boat, mate? But you know, me being an ex-seeker, that I remember this, that, and the other. And,
yeah, it's a 46-foot.
Yeah.
Keeps going off, doesn't it?
Say again, sorry.
So again, David, dropped out a minute then.
Yeah.
It's a 46-foot Beneteau Oceanus. It's sloop rigged. It's 2009 model. Yeah, it's just a run-of-the-mill sailing boat.
Is it a 3-master? You
No,
say
it's
sloop it?
just a sloop. It's only one masted. Yeah.
One mast, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, are you drop keel? Or is it a
It's not a
stack?
drop keel. No, it's got a full keel on it. Fin keel.
Yeah. Have you got outriders?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Mizzen? Have you got a mizzen, or can you select a mizzen?
I haven't got a mizzen because I don't have the mizzen mast.
Right.
So I've just got the one mast. I've got
Just the one.
Genoa. I've got Genoa and a mainsail.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Of course, you've got a wee engine in there, have you?
Yeah, I've got an engine in there. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
75 horsepower.
Yeah.
Craig, my name's Pete. Oh, just a minute. Hello,
Nice one.
Ian. Can I
What's
just?
it while he's on the
Can I
phone?
just? I'm on Zoom with Lesmer.
Say hello to you guys.
Yeah.
I just joined you quite
Yeah.
late.
Well, can I make it a bit later?
Zoom meeting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm in.
Classic.
Any minute now, Craig.
When we're ready.
Go on, Peter.
He's only sat 5,000 miles away, Pete.
Oh dear.
Just to let you know, guys, Izzy's still struggling to get us signed into YouTube, but she's trying. So please just carry on and enjoy the conversation.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So where next to after Panama, Craig?
Costa Rica, I think.
Well, fantastic. Yeah.
And then Nicaragua. So we're going to go up to the Central America parts.
Excellent.
Craig, I were interrupted by my telephone just rang.
Yeah, we saw that.
It always happens to me. Yeah. Reason I'm asking what to ask Craig is I noticed on a couple of times if the camera's gone on you're where and you still use the old split hook. Is there any reason for your disability for your hand loss that you still use the split hook?
It's the
Because I've got a new
Lego
bionic
hand, I call it.
I've got a new bionic hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and,
I don't use myoelectric because being around the salt water, it just destroys it.
That's the reason. Yeah.
And I use this one because I can still steer the boat. I can use it as a I can grab on things.
Yeah. I just wondered because these are more. This is. I mean, that's purposely for what you're wanting it, isn't it? To use it for.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. This is more or less a domestic. I use it for cooking and holding things within the home. Yours is a totally different. I understand now why. Yeah.
Craig, do you have any particular timetable for where you're going to go and where you want to travel and how long it's going to take you? Or do you just sail and stay in one place till you get itchy feet, so to speak, and then move on?
No, because I'm not tied down by anything. And I don't have to work, luckily, because the government pay for me. I am completely time free. I can't sail some places because of the weather. So like if it's hurricane season or something like that. So, but I usually try and plan what I want to do. So like I know what I'm going to do at the end of this year, sort of thing. And then if I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. It is just usually that.
As regards the weather, I read you were a dinghy sailor, and I mean dinghy sailors are never so happy as when it's blowing an absolute hoolie kind of thing. Do you tend to avoid the windy weather if you possibly can?
Yeah, at all costs.
All right,
it's my home, so it's like it's like driving a motorhome that you're living in the snow. It's not ideal. And if anything breaks, it's not just fix it there and then. It's hobble into shore, and it's a few £1,000s to fix things like that. So yeah. I try and stay below 20 knots if I can.
And is there any reason, any plans to come back home? You're from Doncaster, I think.
Doncaster, yeah.
Okay.
I usually come home every year.
Right.
'Cause, you know, my grandparents are getting old and things like that, and it's
Understood,
nice
yeah.
to see friends and family and
Okay.
other things like, and sort my legs out. But you know, since COVID, I've not been home.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, she's from Switzerland, and she's just been home for 2 months and got back because it's a lot less strict. But England's really strict on the movement, I suppose.
So, when you do get back to Doncaster, what's the plans that we all meet up and have a resilience session in one of the pubs?
Yeah. So why not?
All right. Yeah, we'll get Adele to arrange that.
Yeah. Craig, I live at Rotherham, which is close to you. Which part? Which Rotherham. Rotherham. Yeah. Which part of Doncaster do you live in then?
Woodlands.
Woodlands. Oh, that's north. Yeah. I know it quite well. Yeah. So I live quite close to you. So I'm happy what Martin's just suggested. We'll have a get together.
Yeah.
Available. Yeah.
Sounds like an awesome plan. My brother lives in Woodlands, Craig.
Does he?
Oh.
Yeah. He's a Donny lad.
Yeah. That's where all the rich people live.
Is it?
Woodlands.
My parents are from Donny.
Right. Okay. I didn't know that age.
we never got into them kind of conversations, mate.
Yeah. True.
You don't want to meet up with Martin. He's terrible.
Oh, hi.
All right, Martin.
Watch what you're saying, lads. Here we go.
As was said to me the other day, I'm looking for subtitles here.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you made your bed age.
Craig, what regiment?
What's wrong with my bed?
With them?
Said, good job you made it.
Oh yeah, true enough.
Craig.
I was in Two Rifles.
Okay. Yeah.
Based in Northern Ireland in Ballykinler.
Yeah. And that's where you got your injuries from, was it? In Northern Ireland?
No, I was in Afghanistan. I was in Afghanistan 2009.
Oh, Afghanistan, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Craig.
Questions was that you've become a bit of your own prosthetist. So you were bending your
Hello.
your own legs.
Yeah, I am. I don't know if I've got anything to show. Yeah, so I can show this. Luke.
Hello, mate.
How you doing?
Sinbad?
Yeah, good, man. Sinbad.
Hey up, Luke. How are you?
Hi, everyone. You still riding your electric scooter, Craig?
I am, mate. Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Did you get one?
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah, I haven't fallen off mine yet, though.
Right. Oh yeah, I come off mine all the time.
I should probably Craig and I met up together on his boat, and we spent the night. Well, he spent the night in hospital.
Oh dear.
Please tell the story, Luke.
Well, I think it was the first day I arrived, wasn't it, Craig? I think.
Yeah, first day I arrived.
Yeah. First day I arrived. I think we popped the cork about 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, dear.
And I think it must happen about. I think I'd already KO'd. You fell over. You were someone else, weren't you? But about 5 a.m, you fell off your electric scooter.
Yeah. I went over
was,
the speed bump and stacked it.
Yeah.
Where was this, lads? Where was this?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah. No, it's
Please
good.
don't
Good
play
week.
the song, Luke.
Yeah, I did play the Freddie Mercury song a lot. But yeah, no, we had a cracking week. So I don't know if anyone else has been on Craig's boat, but it's a lovely big Beneteau. It's a nice cruising boat. But yeah, well worth if he ever invites you, well worth a trip with Craig.
Thank you.
Hey, how many people are on your boat?
Just myself and my girlfriend and the baby. She's pregnant. My girlfriend is, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well done,
Hey.
mate.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you.
Michael.
So where's this baby born?
Where's what? Sorry.
Where is the baby going to be born?
On the boat. He's due in April, so she wants to have a boat birth. Yeah, so it's cool.
Right.
You're going to choose a nationality for where you're going to go, so you can claim dual nationality, whatever.
Yeah, triple actually, because he's
Triple,
gonna
yeah.
be
Swiss,
Panamanian, Swiss, and English. Yeah,
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Going to deliver the baby? No?
Say again. Sorry, I didn't.
Sorry, are you going to deliver this baby?
No.
You can hook him out, Craig, with your hook. Just...
Yeah.
Could you
There
hear
must be an
that,
adapted hand you can get for that.
Craig? Fiona asked if you were going to deliver the baby.
My girlfriend wants me to. Yeah. But I don't know how comfortable I am with that. Yeah. We'll see on the day, I suppose. We're gonna have a midwife living with us for a little while, so.
Yeah.
There'll be a YouTube tutorial you can watch for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be. If not, I'll have to do it.
Craig, there's no instruction books for that.
No. Yeah.
How about mooring, Craig? Is it an expensive carry-on mooring?
Well, it's about what here. It's about 450 a month or something like that. It's quite cheap. So you just offset it from. It pretty much costs like a mortgage cost, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not always in the marina. I'm usually anchored out. We're only in the marina because of the baby.
What currency are you enjoying at the moment?
It's US dollar.
US dollar. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I've got to go, but congrats on the baby, Craig, and good luck with the rest of the journey,
man.
bud.
Yeah, nice to see you,
Hopefully-
mate. You're looking well.
Hopefully catch up soon. Yeah. Cheers, man. You too. Although you need a haircut.
Oh, well, the mullet's got to stay.
You'll be all right in Switzerland. They've all got mullets.
Yeah.
Hello, Will.
Thanks for joining us, Luke. Thank you.
All right, Craig, I've got a question for you.
Yep.
I'm Andy Mudd from the Frozen North, near York. And looking at your itinerary and reading about you, I thought you were going to slip up into the Caribbean. But now I realise that you are going to stay south of the Panama Canal for a while, for the baby and for a bit of good life. Have you got any intentions of going into the Caribbean by next year?
Yeah. So the Caribbean is like a hot spot of sailors. Like you'll get all the sailors in the world want to go there and do all that. And so I wanted to go into places whilst I'm young that not many other sailors do, like Patagonia and things like that. But when I get all the way around the world and I've come past the Cape, of Good Hope, I will then go up into the Caribbean. Yeah, I'll probably go to St. Helena and then Ascension Island and then Brazil into the Caribbean.
Yeah, it sounds a good time. Don't go there next March because the cricketers are going and they're doing big today. All out
This will
for
be around 10, 15 years.
10 or 15 years? Oh my goodness, I'll be gone by then.
It's a big world.
Anyway, it's great to see you and you're doing a great job and flying the flag for Blesma. Great.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Absolutely agree there, Andy. He's amazing.
Yeah.
You're quite amazing, Craig.
Yeah. Adele, going back to Martin's suggestion of a get-together when he comes back to Doncaster, we've done this before, Martin and Lisa, and the Mallard is a good pub to
It's a date then, eh?
Yeah,
is that right? Is that right, Martin?
We'll see you there, Craig.
Excuse me. There's an assumption that it's your end. It could well be our end at York. So let's not get too carried away, Peter.
Right, Craig. Nice.
Is that the right
nice
engineer?
Craig, but I have to go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you for
Yeah.
speaking.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Craig. And
Thanks.
well done, mate. Yeah. Well done, mate.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, brilliant.
Do you know many members on here, Craig?
Not really. Not of the older generation. Mostly just lads who are in Headley Court.
Craig.
Yep.
My name is Mike Prater, and I do dinghy sailing myself. I've got a Buzz. You ever heard of the Buzz?
I don't know that boat. No.
It's a two-man single trapeze boat, made
Oh,
by
okay,
Topper. Made by Topper. Originally, it was yeah. But, yes, I enjoy sailing myself.
Yeah, it's good. Where do you sail?
Shoe Valley Lake, Bristol.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes, I've organised a couple of activities for Blesma members to come along. But,
that's cool.
Not many people want to join us for some reason.
Yeah.
Considering how many Blesma members are in the area.
Yeah, sailing's a little bit like Marmite, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, all I can say is it's a brilliant day out. I've done both of them and fallen in once, so it's good.
I didn't see you there hiding.
Did you have an electric bike?
No, that was why I fell in. I didn't put a leg on.
All right. Apparently, to fall over, you've got to have an electric bike.
Yeah.
I must apologise, everyone. I'm afraid we are not YouTube live sensations at the moment. It says I don't have permission, even though I know that I do, which is, not really ideal. Worked in dress rehearsal and then worked in second rehearsal. But I suppose, obviously, now that we're all here, it wasn't meant to be. But I've recorded it all, so we'll be able to share it with those members who are planning to watch it back later separately anyway, hopefully. So sorry, everyone.
No worries. We're doing very well, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
I think Craig is in.
Do we have some more?
Your prosthetist, Craig?
Say again, sorry.
How do you mend your prosthetics?
Yeah. So I'll show. I don't know if it's gonna work right, but I'll show you. Can you see? Yeah. So if you can see here, the little screw thing.
Yeah.
I had to. It kept on ripping my arm out, so I'd be holding something, and the arm would come off because it's not meant for the weight that I've been holding. And so I had to put washers in there. That's just there as an example. Then other than that, when Luke, who was just on the chat, when he came to Barcelona, I was in between two sockets, so I cut the inner liner of one old socket and screwed it to a new socket. And then about a year later, I got them to make it a proper leg, which is what I've got now. So I totally redesigned my sockets from that, which is great.
Amazing.
Very adaptable. Yeah.
Izzy, do we have some more questions that were sent in?
Well, we do actually. I mean, I've definitely got one, and I'm sure it's something a lot of people will be curious about. I love the sea, but it terrifies me. So I guess my question is, do you ever think about, where you are out in the ocean, and do you ever get nervous at all? And you must have had some quite hair-raising moments on your trip. What was probably the most nervy time that you've had, I guess, would be my question.
There's two. I was just explaining to one of the guys in the chat here that in Ecuador, I nearly ran into a submarine, or a submarine nearly ran into me. And I wouldn't have known about it unless I turned around. And it was like, oh my God, we full on nearly died.
that was like that's the scariest one for me because you can't see it. And there's no warning sign either. It's not like it shows up on radar or anything because the water takes over all the bounce from the sonar. So that would have just been like hitting a brick wall, and it would have probably just gone straight through the boat. And then the other one, we were leaving Argentina to go to the Falklands, and a random gust of like 50 knots came straight down onto the boat. The boat rounded up and the waves got really, really big. And I was like, fuck. And yeah, I thought the boat was going to go over. But then, you know, Renata comes running out and I'm trying to climb up the side of the boat and turn the engine on and, you know, just make us safe. And then 10 minutes later, it was all fine and dandy, completely calm. A freak gust of wind. It was crazy. They're really the only two. You know, I could sit there all day and go over about anxieties about, you know, potential tsunamis or things like that, hitting a container or whatever. But I find if you just sit there worrying about that sort of things, you'll never go sailing. So.
Oh, Craig, my name's Martin. I work for Blesma. I've got a question about port authorities and all your visas that you may have to get when you go to these countries. Have you had many issues trying to get into countries or into ports because of requirements for visas and things?
No, not really. Absolutely no problem getting in. Sometimes leaving's a drama. Then there's this thing, because I've got a boat, they always want to tax it. So you've got to make sure that you get yacht in transition. In Brazil, I didn't get that properly and I got fined £10,000. Yeah. So if you don't do it right, it's, you know, the penalties are quite high. So my boat got confiscated in Brazil, and I had to pay £10,000 to get it back, essentially.
Amazing. Thank you.
Hi there, Craig. Sorry, hi there, Craig. It's sorry. So, Craig, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm the Blesma support officer for the North East.
Right.
And what I wanted to ask is, has coronavirus had a big impact on your journey? What is happening elsewhere in the world about lockdown and COVID?
Well, Ecuador, where I last was, it's pretty much everything's open. You just got to wear a mask and use the hand sanitizer pretty much everywhere you go. But other than that, it's like open. You can do everything, get everything, meet around with everyone. Bars are still open. There's just like a curfew at like, I think it's 10 o'clock. And in Panama here, weekend, total lockdown. So nothing's open on a weekend. And there's a curfew at 9. But through the week, do what you want, you know, have a party if you want, whatever. Super chill, really chill. So, you know, when I read about England and how restrictive it's been, you know, I just count my blessings. I'm in a country where it's quite relaxed. And even the COVID rates here aren't that high. So yeah, we're quite lucky, really.
You get charged rates to have COVID? Sorry.
Well, they're not. They don't have NHSs or anything here, so I think you have. I think you would have to pay for the hospital bill. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my sick jokes, Craig. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Can you just repeat what you did wrong in Brazil? You tried to.
Yeah. So in Brazil, you get a letter for your boat, and it gets a visa. Your boat gets a visa before you have to pay tax, and you get a visa before you have to leave. They gave me 3-month visa for my boat, and I was adamant that I had 2 years. I was like arguing with the port authorities that I had 2 years, and I went home for 3 months and left my boat. So in total, the boat had done 6 months, 3 months over the visa. And as a result, they wouldn't just write me a new visa. They impounded my boat and charged me £10,000 import tax, and then told me I had to leave the country in a day on my boat. So yeah.
Wow. God, that must have been hard.
Yeah, it was pretty harsh. Yeah. Yeah, all in the same week. Like my grandma died on the Thursday, and then I found out my boat got impounded on the Monday, and I was like, "Oh my God, what is happening?"
Yeah. Craig, I mean, it's so amazing that you ever even thought of, going out and living this crazy lifestyle that you do. Do you ever think to yourself, like on the days when it's hard, like, oh, maybe I should just, put an anchor down and choose like somewhere on land to live, or do you always think, do you know what, I'm just happiest out here on the sea?
I don't know, my mindset is on it, like not really any hard days, because that's what sailing is, right? I can't moan about a thing I've chosen to do. It's like going out for a run and going, oh, this run's really hard, I'm stopping. It's like, it's not really an option. But sometimes I get a little bit burnt out from it. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, I just miss my friends, I miss my family, and seeing them over videos totally different than seeing them in real life. So that's why I go home every year, to try and, one, it cements my reason for traveling, because I go home, see my friends who are, same jobs, same lives, and I've been away traveling around the world for a year. And the other thing is, it just keeps me fresh. So I get to experience, both land and sea from that. Spend about a month or two a year at home.
Great.
Craig, I'm sorry if this has been covered earlier on. So Izzy asked you about the anxiety and the worst things. So what would be the best, the number one of your sailing?
Best? So like I suppose experience wise, when you see the whales, unbelievable. That and glaciers. Like we sailed through an ice lake, and it was like, oh my God, we picked up a block of ice, glacier ice, and we had some drinks with it. So like just the whole experience of like sailing in these waters that have never been touched by man. That I think that was probably the best one for me. And it was like a true, since the days of Magellan and since the days of old wooden ships, these sailors have been doing it that way, picking up the ice and having it with the drinks and stuff. So it was really nice to have a big throwback to that.
Wow, well, thank you. That sounds amazing.
Certainly does.
Craig, my name's John. I work for Blesmer as well. And I just wanted to ask you seem incredibly sort of self-sufficient. How much of your time do you spend helping other people, and how much time do you find other sailors helping you? Is it quite common, or do you keep yourselves to yourselves?
Yeah, it's quite common. The community in this marina, the community is really big. So like at the minute, I'm actually sharing a computer room with two other guys. Like so they're on the computers, schooling. And like yesterday, I was getting rid of GoPros and things like that. Asked if anybody wanted them, and yeah, they came around the boat and got them. Sometimes when we're struggling with something, it is just like, oh, do you mind having a look at this? Throwing your eyes over this and seeing, if you could help. Yeah, other times it is just, oh, pull that rope. Yeah, no worries. Try and help out as much as we can. But in terms of like a percentage, got no idea. No idea.
Yeah. Has it been the same wherever you've been, or have you found some places to be more friendly than others?
Yeah, it's been pretty much the same. You find that in the general way of sailing life, it's pass it forward sort of thing. So in Chile, there was a couple who were on a 30-foot boat, and they had their canoe stolen, and that was their only way to get to shore. And we had a spare canoe, so it's like, guys, take it, it's fine, it's yours. Don't worry about it, pay it forward. And then 2 months later, we were in their marina that they manage, and we got it for free. So it was really nice. Yeah.
Craig, man, can you hear me? My name's Dave Blackburn. I'd like to ask you, how long you envisage that you can keep this lifestyle up? Do you think you can go another 10, 15, 20, 30 years, or do you envisage in 15, 20 years' time that you will pack it in and settle down somewhere?
Yeah, so my initial thought is I'll sail till I can't, or until I don't like it anymore, which is fine. But if it gets to the point where it's physically too hard to do, there are things you can change. I could get a catamaran, for example, which is a lot more stable. I could get electric winches and things like that.
Yeah.
So right now, for the foreseeable future, it seems like 20 years is a good plan for me.
Right. Yeah, good.
I think the baby might have other ideas, Craig.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So, that's another thing you have to consider.
And when that time comes, Craig, the pubs might be open here.
There might be, yeah.
You'll still be barred out, Brian.
Thank you, David.
So, Craig, another thing, I know, that when you first got into sailing, you were going for the Paralympics at one point in 2017. Have you ever done any sport on the side since you've, changed tack and started traveling, or could you tell us about that?
I scuba dive not quite a lot anymore, but in Brazil we were scuba diving. I stand up paddleboard quite often, and the one that had my windsurf on it broke, so I did windsurf quite often as well. In December I learned how to kite surf, just as things to do, just to learn. Because the idea that being in and around the water doing sports is really what drives me with sailing. So I try and do as many water sports as I can. Yeah, a little bit of surfing here and there as well.
Plenty of access to the waves, I suppose. So
yeah.
Craig, I don't know if you can hear me, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm a Scotsman, as you can hear by the voice. I stay right at where the Forth Bridge is.
Right.
You know it, yeah.
I've been over it. Yeah.
I stay there. I've only got one thing to say to you, Craig. I delivered one of my sons in the car at 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Now, honestly, don't worry about it. They almost deliver themselves.
Yeah, we have been told that, yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. So all the best to you and your girlfriend and your baby. I'll catch you later, hopefully.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll never forget when I was delivered. They slapped my face. They thought it was my bum.
Nice.
Christine, did you have some more questions that you wanted to ask? Or just as I've asked, she's disappeared?
No, sorry, I am here. So, Craig, I'm just intrigued about having a baby on a boat. I mean, I struggle to bring up my children in a house with with comforts and everything. But do you find many of the sailing community have very young children or infants?
It's becoming a lot more popular. Like all the YouTube famous stars, they're all growing up and having kids, and they're still living on the boat and things like that. I know quite a few people who have been brought up on boats and homeschooled, and things like that, and they're completely normal, fine people. I suppose it's a big difference from living in a house and doing it that way. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite looking forward to teaching the baby and stuff. But it's 4 years away, right? So for true schooling, if by that time we decide that it's just not the way, then it's not the way.
And I suppose, in this sort of modern world where, we could even talk to you right now, even though you're in Panama, it must be a lot easier to sort of people look into more alternative lifestyles, don't they? Like, live in vans and drive around and sail around as it is. So do you think that that's going to be a massive help to you in your parenthood journey? And do you think you could have been sailing the seas without the internet in the same way?
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. You'd just get the. I suppose you'd have to call from landlines or something, but yeah, it'd be a lot more homesickness, I suppose. But yeah, I think you can totally do it. If the internet died tomorrow, it really wouldn't change much of my plans. Fortunately, I've downloaded all the charts and everything I need anyway. So
already prepared, just in case.
Yeah.
Craig, can I ask a question? As a mum, I'm just wondering if your mum ever sort of says to you, "Oh, come home, I want to see you, come and stay with us."
No, they know that I'd be. So my mum and dad are really cool. They're not selfish like that. Although they want to see me home and see me safe and things like that, they wouldn't ask me to come home for their needs. They'd only say, if you want to, you've got a place. Yeah.
How lovely of them. I wonder if that will change once you've had your baby.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Craig, how do you go on about if you have a medical emergency, or how do you deal with the medical services in the various ports of call?
So if we were visiting the doctors for, say, the echographs, like we've been doing with Renata, we just turn up to the doctors, talk to the staff, and then they get booked in. It helps if you can speak Spanish. But if there's an emergency, it's just ring the ambulance and they'll come out and get you. I've not had an emergency.
Yeah.
So
Did you have to?
Really know.
Would you have to pay for these facilities, these medical facilities?
Yeah, I suppose so. We've been paying for all the doctor work in Ecuador and Panama for all the echographs and things like that.
Yeah. And is it expensive?
Not really. We had the last echograph we had was like $80 or something. So,
Yeah. Just another aside, my wife's called Renata as well.
Really?
She's
Nice.
German.
Yeah.
Nice name.
Craig, I'm really sorry. I've got to disappear and go and do another thing. But can I just say a massive thank you for appearing today. It's great to see you.
Yeah, no
it's
worries.
great to see so many members, and great to hear your stories. I think it's probably quite likely that everybody's jealous this afternoon over here. But it's been really great to see you. And could I ask you, please, stay in touch, mate. All the very best of luck to you and Renata. We'll follow your progress with great interest.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Craig, what?
Thank you, John.
Before you took to the boat, did you take any training in sailing?
Yeah,
Did you take any training?
I was a professional sailor for 5 years. So I was training to go to Tokyo 2020 sailing.
Right.
So I learned all about the weather. I learned all about the boat handling, and then I went with a charity called what's it called, Turn to Starboard, and then they get you through all your licenses. Well, it's a charity, so it's all free, only ex-military. So I went down there in Falmouth and trained with them. Yeah.
Right. That's good. I think our Adele's husband did something similar. Did you, Adele?
Yeah, absolutely. He went down there and did some sailing courses with them. Yeah, it's a very, very good charity. It used to be, you were referred through Help the Heroes. Was that the same with you, Craig?
No, I was Googling and found that there was a charity that did it and just called them that day. I went down the next day, I think it was. Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's not a very successful sailor though, is he, Adele?
No, him and boats just don't seem to get on. He keeps sinking them, Craig.
Really?
How about fishing, Craig? Do you chuck a rod over?
Yeah. So when I came here to Panama, I caught a about a 1.5 foot, 40 centimetre yellowfin tuna.
Well, it's nice knowing you, pal. I'm not jealous, but I'm going now.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Well done.
That is amazing. I didn't realise how big tuna was until I saw it on television the other day. Tunas are gigantic, aren't they? It's you know,
Some can be, yeah.
Yeah, you see them in a can, you think they're just going to be that little, but they can be massive fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very aware we're sort of using your data, Craig. So
oh no, it's fine. I get all my I get unlimited. It's fine.
Okay. Has anybody else got any more questions for Craig?
No. I was going to say, Craig, I'll see you. I'll keep watching your progress, and if you ever make it back to northern France, whatever, and heading towards the West Country, hopefully by then I'll have finished my day skipper's course, and I'll come and meet you in the middle of the channel somewhere.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Throw you a beer.
Only if you take us with you, Kevin.
Well, you know where I am. Queen Anne's Battery, B9. Come find me.
Thank you.
Sounds like an invitation.
Craig, have you got some sort of tracker on this boat that we can readily
I do,
link?
yes. Yeah, I can send Adele the link.
Yep.
And then she can forward it to everyone.
Smashing. We'll do that. Will you do that, buddy? Yeah, I'd like to know where, just to pinpoint your computer where you are from here on in.
Yes.
Yeah. And and zoom in to see if you've got any more tuna. You know, so I can pump up picture of it. You know, with my knuckle.
On Craig's website, you can actually see where he's been. He's got a Google tracker where you can see where he put a pin in everywhere.
All right.
Been stalking you.
Need to update that actually.
I'm not stalking.
Yes, she's very good at stalking. Craig's also a little bit of a musician as well, aren't you, Craig? Would you like to expand on that?
Yeah, so I used to play the guitar when I was young. Obviously, I played it right-handed, but now I've lost the fingering hands. Yeah, I suppose. And now I play the ukulele because playing the guitar's far too stressful for me because I know how good I was, and I'll never be that again. So I play the ukulele and I strum with an attachment onto this, and it's quite good. It's quite nice to learn, you know, a new instrument. I make songs and annoy Renata. Yeah, it's quite funny.
You give lessons, mate?
Say again?
You give lessons?
Oh, I can try, but I'm all I do is look at my phone and it tells me the chords.
Good idea. Yeah.
You can learn anything, can't you, with the power of the internet?
Yeah.
Craig, I've got to go now, buddy. I've got to climb back up my ladder. Right.
All right, mate.
Because my boat's a garage conversion. All right, you take care of yourself, bud. It's been an absolute bloody pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And you. Ta-ra now, bud.
Right. Have a good day.
Is there any more questions from anybody else?
No. Yeah, hi, Craig. It's Spencer Bull.
Hi, Spencer.
Hi. I'm a fellow rifleman, and it's amazing. I've been listening to what you've been up to. It's fantastic. Real inspiring stuff. I suppose, and I've missed it, but what got you into sailing and why sailing in the first place?
When I was 4, my dad put me in a little dinghy. I used to go to a caravan site every weekend. My family didn't take me on holiday once a year. We went to a caravan every weekend, and on the caravan there was a big lake. So when I was 4, I learned how to sail, and then when I was 6, I learned how to windsurf. So water sports has been in my life, you know, all my life. And then when I got blown up, my dad was like, look, you might never windsurf again, but you can sail. Here's the Paralympic sailing, you know, link, coach, whatever. Give him an email and maybe you'll get sailing again. This was when I was like just out of my coma. And then that was in August when he told me that. And by November I was on my, I was basically getting into the other keel boats and trying to figure out if this is going to be a route for me to go down. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I never really thought about sailing around the world up until they announced that sailing was not going to be in the 2020 Paralympics. They announced that in 2015. And I was like, all right, so what am I going to do after 2016? And yeah, it was like, I can do a lot of like world's my oyster. And then in Australia at the World Championships, I got invited on a 56-foot cement boat. And I was like, yeah, I'm buying a boat and I'm going around the world. And that was November. I had a boat by April, and I set off the next year.
It's great. It's great. It's what it just proves that whatever happens to an individual, dreams can be lived and you can get on with it if you put your mind to it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the real big thing about it, like that I wanted to keep in mind, was I don't just want to say it. I don't want to be that guy who's going, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. It's like, no, because I've got friends who, oh yeah, next year I'm gonna move away and all this, all that. Nah. I didn't want to be all fart, no shit. So I got the boat.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
No worries.
Right. It's really cool. Absolutely amazing. And so nice to actually meet you and hear your story firsthand. It's just like such a cool decision to be able to make, and it would be really good if you wanted to catch up with us again maybe sometime. Maybe we can be YouTube sensations and do something live in the next wave of your travels.
Yeah. I do a little bit of YouTube. I'm not very good at it, but I have got a channel if anybody wants to like follow that.
Yeah, Captain Craig, I think. Sorry, you're probably thinking I'm stalking you. We have spoken because I messaged you on Facebook about the Soldier On Awards a while back. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
You don't know who I am. You're probably thinking like, who's this girl who knows all about my YouTube channel? But yeah, it's got some really interesting stuff on there. So
right.
I love the latest video with the turtles.
Say again, sorry.
Latest video with the turtles.
Oh man, yeah, them turtles are unbelievable. Yeah, like there's a lot of that we didn't film because we were just too mesmerized. Yeah, really good.
So I think it looks like it's sort of time we need to be closing up now, Craig. And for me personally, and I'm sure on behalf of everybody else, I'd like to offer you a massive, massive thank you for this. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience we've had joining in with you here. And just before we go, I wonder if with your positivity and your fantastic outlook on life, if you have any sort of messages for any of our members who are at home, either self-isolating or the other side of the coin, desperate to get out and have a dream of their own.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose when you're in a network like this, it's quite nice to be able to have that support. Because a lot of people, I suppose, are feeling isolated and sort of lonely, I suppose. And I suppose if you are doing that, and I think send a message to, I suppose, anyone. So if you're that lonely, send a message to me. I'll message you back. And it is, yeah, just try and get through these next few months, I suppose. Hopefully the summer opens back up. And if you do have any of them big dreams, without quoting Nike too much, you've just got to do it. Try and figure out a way to sustain it, work towards that, and then achieve it, and make it become a realized dream or a fulfilled dream. Yeah.
Well done. Well said.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Well, Izzy, I'll leave you to close down, Izzy. Izzy?
Fair winds and calm seas.
Sorry, I nearly forgot I was the host there, but yes, thanks so much, Craig. Absolute pleasure to meet you, and thank you everyone else for coming along as well. And yeah, it'd be great. Hopefully we can do it again one day. Sorry about the YouTube live not working.
Not to worry, not to worry. And if anybody has any, thank you. If anybody has any feedback and you want to drop me some emails or some messages to send to Craig about this, then please do.
Yeah, and if anybody's got any other questions, feel free to just fire them away. Like send me a message or send Adele a message, and then get them to me.
Cool. See you in France.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll all see you in France, maybe. Take care, everyone.
Cheers now. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
see you later, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting this, everybody. Thank you.